The regular meeting of the Carrabelle City Commission. Today is Thursday, November 6th at 6 p.m. and we are in the Carrabelle City Hall chambers. Please stand for the pledge and prayer. Not in that order.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, again, we thank you for the many gifts and blessings that you bestow upon us daily. And we gather here again tonight asking for your guidance and your graces as we move through our business at hand for the citizens of Carrabelle. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. The pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Has everyone had a chance to look over the October 2nd regular minutes, October 14th special minutes, and the attorney's invoices?
I have a motion to approve all three.
I'll second it.
Okay. That is a motion by Commissioner Pedrick, second by Commissioner Walden. Do we have any discussion? All of those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. Now we will move on to public comment, and just a reminder, everyone has 3 minutes to speak.
I do not have anything.
Okay. Okay, commissioner reports. Commissioner Pedrick?
I have none at this time.
Okay, Commissioner Walden?
I have none, do not.
Commissioner Millender?
I have none.
Commissioner Gray?
Nothing this time, Mayor.
Okay, kept mine short and sweet. Tomorrow is First Friday in downtown Carrabelle. The businesses will be open late with sales, live music, refreshments, and fun. It's the perfect opportunity to support local businesses, do some holiday shopping, and make new friends, so be sure to come join us. Monday at 8 a.m. at the Apalachicola Armory, the TDC is hosting a speaker session with author and motivational speaker Simon T. Bailey titled Be the Spark. He's an expert in tourism and hospitality. You can register on the TDC website at floridasforgottencoast.com/spark. And the seating is limited. There's about 100 spots. And this should be really great and interesting if you're in the tourism-related industry, which pretty much everyone that lives here is. And we are officially in holiday season. Please be safe and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Okay, we'll move on to staff reports. Mr. Hartman?
I have none.
Ms. Courtney?
Our water and sewer department, Charlie and I have been looking at a new utility service company, and to change companies, we would have to go out for RFQs. So I think Dan had talked to Keisha about that, and I don't know if you have anything to add to that, but we definitely would need a scope of work and put it out to bid.
What kind of utility service company?
They inspect our water tanks, so they come in once a year or it's on a schedule, so 1 year they'll repaint the tank in Carrabelle, and 1 year they do the tank in Lanark, and then they do the tank in St. James, and it's on a schedule, so they do that over, I think, a 5-year, 3-year, 5-year, but it's a schedule of work that they do every year.
And our current contract is set to expire, so we're looking for a new one, just shopping around. Perfect.
Yes, I think we've used the same company since '05, at least. And we had another company express interest, and really the proper way, because they break it up by location around the city, but it really needs to be aggregated as far as the total amount is significant.
Right.
We pay it as a whole, so we pay it as a whole, and even though it's broke down between each site, because it's a lump sum that we pay, if we did it by each side, it would probably come in under the threshold to bid, but because we pay it as one lump sum, Dan says it needs to be.
Perfect.
Do we need a motion for an RFQ for utility services?
Yes.
I'll make a motion for an RFQ for utility services.
Thank you.
And actually, would it be an RFP or RFQ?
Or,
RFQ, we're just going out for qualifications.
I'll second.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Pedrick and a second by Commissioner Millender. Do we have any discussion? All of those in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries.
And I just need to ask for road closure for Holiday on the Harbor, and I see Lori is here, so if you have any questions, but it's the same roads that we close every year.
So move.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Millender,
I'll second.
second by Commissioner Pedrick. Any discussion? All of those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Oh, we didn't get a time on that.
What time is that, Lori?
The festival runs 1 to 7. The road closures would start probably 10, at least by 10.
With the businesses already being open, that may be difficult to get those cars out of there if they're already parked there.
Well, the roads, that street is marked off days ahead that it's going to be closed for the festival.
So you want it from 10 a.m. to what time? What, it ends at 6?
It ends at 7.
7?
So by 7 o'clock, usually they open up the road and let.
And then the
people
vendors can,
Right.
okay.
drive them in and out.
Do we need like a motion to add that, or is
No.
that good?
But are we sure that 10 o'clock's good? Because like you said, if somebody's already in
I don't
there,
make the rules on that.
well, if somebody's already in there, it's gonna be hard to get them out.
Right, we have, the police are going to patrol the night before and try to help keep it clear of people that might be there overnight. We don't usually have a problem with the upper part of Marine Street close to 98, and that's where the businesses are. It's usually private, the condo people that live down there,
Mm-hmm.
and some of patrons from the bar. So the issues are usually further down, away from those businesses.
And they do post the signage over a week ahead of time, and it says this road's gonna be closed on such and such date, and so, we get the word out there so they know not to park there.
Perfect. Okay, so it's 10 a.m. to 7 a.m. You got that, Miss Keisha? Okay. Anything else, Courtney? Okay, thank you. Next is,
What happens if you have a boat in that area? In service?
You can't move it once the road is closed. I mean,
yeah.
does that answer the question?
So it's okay to leave it there, that's the key question.
Well, it's not okay.
Well-
We frown upon that because the road is closed, but if your vehicle is still there, you can't move it during those hours.
Okay.
Are you talking about Just Right Marine?
Yeah,
So it'll be in their business?
We work around
That,
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
we will.
okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, Miss Keisha, you have some dates for
Got
us?
some dates, we need to get some dates.
Yes,
So we'll
calendar.
have, we will be closed November 11th for Veterans Day. We'll be closed the 27th and 28th for Thanksgiving.
27th, 28th.
We will have a CRA meeting the 18th at 3:30. Tentative P and Z meeting the 20th at 2 o'clock. We need to schedule a final budget hearing to find out this past year's budget. So that's usually a quick meeting.
Do we need to, is that one of those 5 p.m. ones?
No, we don't have to have it. It's not required by law to do the final budget like it is for the
Gotcha.
next year's budget, because we're just basically closing out last year's budget.
Okay, and we're also gonna need to schedule a workshop for the C1. So I would like to do all that at the same time if possible. I
Okay.
know that's on the agenda later, but something to keep in mind while we're scheduling. When do we need to do the final budget by?
It has to be done by November 30th. So I usually try to schedule it as late in the month as possible, just so Miranda has time to get all the numbers in and final. But I know people probably have plans for Thanksgiving during that week, so if y'all want to do it,
Would
end
the
of week.
CRA week or CRA day be too early, you think? You think so?
I think we can make it work.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay. So that's at 3:30. We don't know what's on the agenda, so maybe we do it before.
We can't do it before.
Oh, yeah, because you can't be there. So maybe we schedule it and that workshop for 4:30?
That works.
Does that work for you guys?
I have another meeting at 6 on that day.
Are you saying on
Is
that?
it in town?
Lanark
I don't think it'll take us more than an hour.
with the workshop too.
I mean,
Hmm.
if we need to continue a workshop, we can totally do that, but it's mostly to get the conversation started.
So-
All right.
So,
I'll just throw it out there. I don't know if anybody has any plans on the 24th. I know that's Thanksgiving week. You do? Yep. Because there's no school that week.
yeah, that week's pretty full for me. So, are we good with 4:30 on 11/18? And we'll make sure to wrap it up by 5? Or 5:30? Does that work for you?
5:30 be pushing it, but yeah, I can pull it off.
Okay. You got that, Miss Keisha? Do we need a motion? To
Yes.
Okay. Final budget. 11/18.
Do we need a motion for
Yes.
the
Final.
C1 to go to a workshop before we schedule a workshop for it?
Well, we
Well-
can just add it to the agenda.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll make a motion for the final budget hearing, 4:30 on the 18th of November.
Thank you.
Yes. We're here for CRA board anyways.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Pedrick.
I'll-
Second by Commissioner Millender. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
And that motion carries.
One other thing, our January meeting falls on January 1st. And years past, we usually schedule it out the
The
week
week
after. So if I could get a motion for that, that would be January 8th.
Make a motion to move the regular commission meeting from January 1st to January 8th at 6 PM.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just writing it down too. 6 p.m. And Walden. So that motion was by Commissioner Pedrick, second by Commissioner Walden. Do we have any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries as well. Now anything else, Ms. Keisha?
No, that's all.
Okay, perfect. We will move on to Mr. Russell.
All right, thank you. For our Lanark project, the vacuum service plan was completed, submitted to DEP for permitting. They're reviewing the permit. As soon as that's issued, we'll have a change order for the contractor. That'll be change order number 3. Their contract right now ends on 6 December. So along with that change order, we'll extend their contract to do that work. The grant has already been extended to September 2026. So we have plenty of time there to accomplish that work. Okay, on the cemetery, we are proceeding with the plan as we presented last time. Thurman has some field work that he's finishing tomorrow. As soon as we get that, we'll finalize our grading plan and get some pricing for that over to Courtney, I understand there's 5 more plots in the current cemetery, so
Getting close.
we're getting close. So we anticipate to have that ready.
It's flu season. Just saying.
Yeah. Okay, we do have some sewer operating and maintenance manuals. Some of those are complete already. There's 1 or 2 remaining, and those are due by November 28th. We'll have those prepared for DEP. I did want to follow up on a couple grant projects that are upcoming. The DEP SRF drinking water funding application. DEP has prepared a draft of that funding agreement. In order for them to finalize it, we need to have a ordinance passed for the water and sewer rates. So as soon as that's done, we can proceed with that funding agreement. Okay, on the clean water, that's on the sewer part, DEP has a priority meeting on November the 12th. So that's where we will learn if those projects will be funded. So we'll be attending that meeting. Okay, there are the stormwater rural infrastructure grant. That anticipated award is January, and also RIF for the wastewater, that's anticipated in January. And then I wanted to mention Southeast Avenue C overflow boat parking. That funding cycle for FWC opens February 1st, and I know we've made application to TDC. I'm not aware of any more action that we need to take, but I'm sure Courtney will let us know if there's anything we need to do there. Okay. All right, lastly, these are actually CRA projects, but if it pleases the board, I thought it'd be helpful just for a quick update on the sidewalk job and the paving job. Okay.
I can undo anything. So the paving job went smooth out here. The parking lot looks good. The road, they got it striped. They got the parking lot striped. I failed to stop by on 3rd Street to see if they had striped it. I forgot to. They haven't striped it. So I think they came and did this at night.
They were here during the day, but they set up and they were late afternoon and they got the one stripe and they haven't been back.
They've marked it. They just,
Yeah, and they did not get it done in one day. I didn't think they could. It took them 2 days, but they did get it. They did get it all done. The sidewalk job, I had a conversation with the contractor. I've had a couple conversations with him. I went out, I took the plans, went out and took paint and marked the beginning and the end of each section that needed to be done, removed, and so they were supposed to start very soon. I rode through when I got here today, and I didn't see that they had started, but he said they were finishing up another job, and then they're going to move here, and he said when we get there, we're going to finish it all. So they're not going to do a little bit and go somewhere else. They're going to finish it all at one time. So
nice. Yeah, the parking lot in 12th Street and 3rd Street looks amazing.
Yes.
Does anyone have
Okay.
any questions for Mr. Russell? Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, we'll move on to our advisory board reports. Ms. Tamara, do you have anything for us?
I'm sure, well, I guess hello would be a better start, wouldn't it? Tamara Allen, Carrabelle Waterfront Partnership. I guess most of you are aware, you've been around long enough to know that the reason we ever had a Carrabelle Waterfront Partnership was because Mel Kelly believed in Carrabelle, and she believed that there was a great treasure here and that we could be much more successful in many things. And she put her efforts where her belief was, and while she was mayor, she got us involved in the Carrabelle Waterfront Partnership, which was a project of the, basically money from the DEP, but they were doing planning grants for small communities, waterfront communities, who perhaps had were having financial issues around their seafood or around their boats or around whatever the issues were. And we started a journey with 2 years of formal funding that the city got from them for, what, 20,000? 25 a year for 2 years. And we managed to make that last for 10 years because we were very frugal with it. We used a lot of other people's money. We had some wonderful committees, hardworking people that got out and did a lot of needs assessments. We surveyed everything from sending out surveys with your water bill to stopping the kids and having them draw pictures of what they wanted the waterfront to look like, and all kinds of wonderful, wonderful things that we used to vision what Carrabelle would look like. And on the city webpage, on the front, there is a copy of that plan for the Carrabelle Waterfront Partnership Plan, and it still has projects in it that you all are still doing. And it's been just wonderful to see how these things have, they've come and gone and they've taken a life of their own, and gradually we've added to the next layers and layers. And so there's been an enormous amount of work done on the back of her vision and her energy. And losing her this month was really difficult. And I'm not sure where we go from here because we were down to just a small handful of people that were still pushing forward the Waterfront Partnership agenda. But I think the projects that are underway and the way we can help with bringing forward, every now and then we actually have done staff work on something that never went anywhere. And occasionally we can drag it out of a drawer and say, let's try this again, because things have changed. So perhaps there'll be some more efforts at which we can do that. And we'll certainly continue to do cleanups and all kinds of things. But I can, every time I think about the Waterfront Partnership, I think about Mel Kelly out there with her yellow slicka with it said mayor on the back, and she was out there hauling stuff in on our first cleanup where we got literally 2 tons of trash at the river. So it's been a very interesting trip down the way with that. So I just, all I sent you tonight in terms of report was what we're planning to do starting in January. So we have our usual talks and our usual speakers and culture crawl and all those things, and we'll keep doing those. So, but anyway, I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, Steve from the Lighthouse.
Good evening. My name is Steve Allen. I am here tonight representing the Crooked River Lighthouse. You've probably heard on the radio or seen some signs around town. Our fantastic 2025 Lantern Fest is Saturday night. It's a full moon, a super moon, in fact. And so it's a very special celebration of the age of the lighthouse at 130 years old. It's pretty amazing, 130 years it's been standing. So I'm going to go over just a couple things for the event this weekend, just to let the public know, and certainly want to invite you all to come down. It's a lovely event. So we'll have the lantern displays, as we usually do in the History Museum and Gift Shop, will be open. Our Fourth Order Lens exhibit will be on display. Food, we have Mama's Fresh Catch with fish tacos, beef tacos, and shrimp tacos. Some Thai cuisine, Zap Zap Thai cuisine, and then our Beacon Bistro, which is one of our fundraisers, where we'll have some coffee and sweets and things like that. So be sure and support those items. Tower climbs available. We had some ancient art craft demonstration, a blacksmith, and Ken Horn makes rope from plant fibers. It's always really great. He's a great presentation. I just want to thank our sponsors. I won't mention them all, but certainly the TDC and the support of the city of Carrabelle. This is your part, but it's really your support from your staff and your team and the community that makes this happen. I want to thank our volunteers. This year we're featuring Again, the Tallahassee, they're now the Tallahassee State College Dancers. They've been with us every year since we've been doing the Lantern Fest. Those young people get out with the lights and dance. It's fantastic. And then the Bottom Dollar Boys, they are a bluegrass band. They're very good, and we've been out there working. So then we'll sing Happy Birthday. So that's the gist of that. We do have, I wanted to go over a couple things. First of all, we were able to finish our last grant for $25,000 from the TDC and repay the city for the loan that they gave on that. We have since applied for another one. I think we're already approved. Do we need to go through that approval to get? Okay, so we're good on that one. So we're working on our second $25,000 worth of projects out there. And you can go out there and see some of the improvements that we've made. This year's Lantern Fest is going to be pretty spectacular because of some of the new perimeter edging and stuff that we've done. So we're really excited about that. And then we're also, I think Marion spoke to you a couple last month. We're still pursuing the camp host issue, and I think there's some things being circulated in terms of some of the rules and stuff. So we'll be back with you at another time. If you don't mind, and it's terribly rude, but I think Marion and I have some work to do out at the lighthouse tonight. We're still getting ready.
No
So
worries.
we'll step out. Is there any questions, first of all? Oh, did I forget something, Marion?
No, you did it well. He covered it better than I can. But I wanted to mention that I made up some special VIP tickets, and I would like to come and get each one of you 2 of them, but some of you may or may not want them. But I would really like to show our appreciation for all that you do, every one of you. And so I'm going to leave them on Keisha's desk, and I'll let you come. And please don't not get 1 or 2, however many you need. These are your special appreciation, including all of our support staff. So, and I also, there was another thing that I don't think we've promoted quite enough. I'd like to see us do this again better next year. And we have reached out to our local community, and we are offering a $12 entrance fee. And that's opposed to $15 for many of our people that come are from far away. I've talked to people that have come from Lake City just for our Lantern Fest, and yet we don't have many of our local people. So if you can get the word out, if they can come to the lighthouse, they don't have to give us a birth certificate or a water bill or anything. If they're local, we'll usually know it, and we're offering those tickets for $12, and children under 12 are free. And we've had some people working on some tickets that are for other kids. But don't forget to get your tickets. And thank you. And we'll see you out there.
Thank you.
Super moon. You just don't believe it. Last night it was wonderful.
Thank you. I'll be there in my Lantern Lady costume. Yep. I'll find someone good to give them to get more support.
Very good. That's another good thing. And the schedule for anybody that wants it, also to complement we really want to recognize our sponsors. You.
Thank you all so much. We're looking forward to it.
Work, it's going out to see how the lights work at night. Thank you.
Fine. Okay, we'll move on to our public hearing, and I will turn it over to Mr. Hartman.
The first item for public hearing is Resolution 12-2025, and it's a resolution authorizing the mayor to negotiate and execute a public transportation grant agreement and amendment for project 446666-1, environmental design and construction of hangar development, with the Florida Department of Transportation to provide 100% grant funding. Whereas the City of Carrabelle agrees to negotiate and execute a public transportation agreement amendment for fiscal year 25, project number 446666-1. The amendment is for the change of the scope of services to redesign the project to reduce the scope of construction to bring the project within budget. The $1.3 million of funds previously executed for environmental design and construction services will not change. The redesign will be funded as a portion of the construction funds. Whereas the City of Carrabelle needs 100% grant funding for the environmental design and construction of the hangar development project. Whereas the Carrabelle City Commission wishes to take advantage of the generous offer of the Florida Department of Transportation to provide 100% of the funding to make these needed improvements to the Carrabelle Thompson Airport. And now therefore be it resolved by the City Commission of the City of Carrabelle, Florida, assembled in regular meeting on November 6, 2025, that the mayor be and is hereby authorized and directed to negotiate and execute a public transportation grant agreement with the Florida Department of Transportation, a document necessary to receive funding from the Florida Department of Transportation as follows. Florida Department of Transportation participation, 100%, $1.3 million. City of Carrabelle participation, 0%, $0. Total project cost, $1.3 million. Be it further resolved that as a copy of this resolution be attached to the public transportation grant agreement between the City of Carrabelle and the Florida Department of Transportation when fully executed.
Thank you. And I do have one question. I know I spoke with Shof's office a couple of months ago, and I was hoping to get us a little more funding to keep the project as we had originally designed. And I forwarded Ms. Courtney some information. Have you heard back from them? I haven't heard anything either.
No, I haven't, and because it's under a grant and we need to move forward.
Right.
We're moving forward with rebidding it out as 3 hangars with an alternate as a 4th hangar if it comes in within the budget. Kimley Horn, our engineers, they think the 4th hangar is going to come in over budget, but until they get the bids back, we really just don't know because it is just a metal building and it's the shell. But if the money comes in, we can always go back to the original plan as long as we haven't started construction or,
Okay.
right now it's still just in the bid process. So we have a little bit of time, but not a whole lot. So we're just moving forward with rebidding at this point.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Is there any questions?
Do you guys have any other questions?
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 12-2025.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Pedrick, second by Commissioner Gray. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. Okay,
All right, the next item is ordinance 501. This is first reading of the water, wastewater rates, fees, and charges ordinance. So no action required, and it's an ordinance of the City of Carrabelle, Florida, providing for amendment of ordinances 451 and 485 pertaining to wastewater, sewer, and water service rates, fees, and charges, providing for an increase in water and wastewater service rates, providing for the annual increase in water and wastewater service rates to cover costs, expenses, and inflation, providing for an annual increase for fees and charges, providing for severability, providing for repeal of ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, to the extent of such conflict, and establishing an effective date.
okay. Does the commission have any questions? Any questions from the public? Okay. Do we need a motion on a first reading?
We do not.
Okay. Thank you very much. We have no quasi-judicial hearings tonight. So first item in new business is the presentation of our 2023-2024 audit, and that's presented by James Moore.
She's not James Moore.
So I have a handout that Keisha's gonna bring around.
Thank you. Thank you.
That I think will be helpful to reference.
Thank you, ma'am.
And this is Christy with James Moore and Company.
Yes. Thank you, Keisha. Yeah, so like Ms. Courtney said, I'm Christy with James Moore and Company. So we're the auditing firm and have been for several years. Very excited to be here with you guys tonight. We appreciate y'all letting us continue to help you with the audit. First, I want to start off by recognizing your city staff who are essential in getting the audit done. If you haven't been through an audit, you may or may not know how tedious and time-consuming, and it's just a lot. And Miss Courtney, Miranda, I know she's not here. Keisha, you all are all just, you're key to this process, and we just really appreciate everything y'all do to keep us moving. you will see in the financial statements, which I believe everybody should have a copy, right? Okay, perfect. I'm going to kind of go through at a high level takeaways. I know you don't want to hear us read the whole thing. You can read it. But I do want to take away the key points that if I were in your shoes, that's what I would want to hear, the things I would want to know. I would say the first section in there, you're going to see some letters from us. They're just required communications that outline what our responsibilities are as the auditors versus the city's responsibilities. It just kind of separates that, and it's makes it clear for everyone. A couple of the financial statement disclosures that are going to be significant that, you know, if I were, again, reading these, I would want to make sure that I review the fixed assets, the capital assets, which are summarized in note 6. So if you don't have to do it right now, but just know that that is one of the bigger areas. That's something I would want to be familiar with and comfortable with. And also the long-term liabilities of the city, which is note 7. So we'll talk a little bit more about the notes in a second, but just wanted to mention that. One thing that we are also required to communicate is anything that is a significant disagreement with management, any issues that we've had. We did not have any disagreements with management as far as accounting treatment of anything. So we are comfortable the financial statements are not materially misstated. We do have some audit adjustments, and they are tedious, so I don't have a copy of them, but we can get you a copy if anybody is interested. I mean, Miranda would have a copy of them as well. So if anybody wants them, you're welcome to it, but it is kind of tedious account numbering and stuff. You see them and you have questions, we're definitely happy to answer any questions that y'all have. Proposed audit adjustments, we didn't have any. That just means any adjustments that we identified that needed to be made to the statements but were not made. There were none of those, so that is good. And then moving on to the takeaways from the audit reports. So we issued an opinion similar to last year. So we do an unmodified opinion, which is the highest level of assurance you can get. If anybody's familiar with the audit process and audit opinions, that is, again, A+. So that's my takeaway from that. We do have one qualified, I would say it's a qualified opinion on one piece of the statements, but it's, again, similar to last year, and it's just about the other post-employment benefits. It's called OPEB liability. So it's something that we've talked about in the past, and it's not something to be concerned about. It's just, it doesn't affect your bottom line or anything like that. It's just really a GASB standard, like the Governmental Accounting Standards Board. So again, we can go into more detail if we need to, but just know there's nothing of concern from us there. We did have a couple of comments in internal controls and compliance, which I will say with a city of this size is very common. It's not something, some of it is almost inevitable unless you have a huge city staff, So I don't want that to even be concerning to you, really at all. Just knowing that we do have those similar comments from last year, and Miranda and Courtney and I have talked through some ways of getting that resolved for next year. So we'll talk through at the end. I'm going to kind of go through the takeaways for next year, but just knowing that we do have a couple of comments that we're going to be working with them to get resolved. Let's see. We had a couple of AG, like Auditor General recommendations, but it's just like formalizing a travel policy, like nothing serious or significant, it's not detrimental. It wasn't anything crazy. It's just something we think that would be beneficial to the city if we get it. Oh,
Yeah.
Good. See, that's awesome.
We're
That's
on it.
awesome. I need to stick around for it. So that is one thing. The other thing is the net asset classifications. I don't know if that made it on, but you were talking about cemetery plots and stuff. That kind of ties into it where, on the financial statements, you'll see that the ending fund balance and the ending net position of the city, you kind of have to put it in buckets of, what belongs to the city. You put it as restricted or assigned by the city. We just want a more formal process or a formal policy that kind of outlines like, hey, the cemetery is restricted for cemetery, and, you know, or it's assigned for cemetery. So just really adding some clarification. Again, they're in the right buckets. We got them, you know, with the help of the city, we got them in the right buckets. So it's not presentation wise. It's just more about the internal policies to make sure that's done, you know, on a recurring, regular basis. A few of the financial highlights, really, I'm just going to kind of skim through this, but, you know, total revenues and expenses of the city were very consistent with last year, and net position, again, is consistent with last year. I will distinguish between when we're talking about the overall total city assets and liabilities and, you know, net income. The biggest difference between the governmental statements and the government-wide statements are your government-wide statements have your fixed assets, your long-term debt, anything that's long-term. So if you have questions when you're looking at that and you're like, well, what's the difference in this balance sheet and that balance sheet? Let us know, because we are happy to walk through. We want you to understand. We want, you know, we don't want there to be any confusion. It's just how governmental accounting is, and it is confusing. Very healthy ending fund balances. There's nothing of concern there. Again, we've listed out all of this. So really nothing significant to note, other than if you all have any questions. And I think, you know, to me, the takeaway is resolving the points that, you know, that we've worked through in the past. And I will say that they have been on the radar and the city's radar, and they have been working actively to resolve them. It's not like anybody's ignoring any problems or anything like that. It's been a team effort, and I think this will be the year that we can actually get things smoothed out and get Miranda the assistance that she needs. She's only one person, and she wears a lot of hats. So we definitely want to help her out. So really, that's one thing, and the other thing is also scheduling and maybe getting the audit pushed up a little, like getting our requests over sooner, getting things started a little bit sooner, just so that we can be done closer to June 30th, just so y'all aren't having to worry with it, you know, this far after 6:30, June 30th. So anyway, those are our takeaways. That's what we're going to be working on in the meantime. But if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them, or if you don't and you think of something later, definitely just let me know. We are happy to help. Keisha can give you my contact information. I don't think I have it on here, but we can get it to you if you need it.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Any questions from the commission? You good? Mm-hmm.
Hi, Julie Boisseau, Carrabelle. I was wondering who ordered the audit and what the purpose of the audit was, please?
It's an annual audit that we're required to do each year. So we do an audit every year. Is it state or?
By statute.
Statute.
And especially when you get grant funding, that's when it can trigger a single audit, and, you know, there's more layers. But yes, definitely required by law.
Any other questions? You good? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a great evening.
You too. Good job, guys. Okay, item 2, discussion and possible action concerning hiring for a vacant streets and roads position.
Dustin wasn't able to be with us tonight, so I'm going to give you his recommendation.
Okay.
He interviewed 5 applicants. He asked them all the same questions when he sits down and interviews them, and it really just came down to 2. It was a very tough decision for him, because I know he went back and forth and back and forth. But it basically came down to who had the most experience, and he had one of the 2. He had Zach Tarantino and Charles Tucker, and that was his 2 top picks. And it really just came down to Mr. Tarantino has more experience running equipment like tractors and stuff. And so his recommendation to the board is to hire Zach Tarantino.
What was the other person?
Charles Tucker.
Okay. Do we have any questions from the commission? Any questions from the public? Okay. How do we?
Make a motion to approve Mr. You pronounce his last name.
Tarantino.
Zach Tarantino. Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Walden,
I'll second that motion.
second by Commissioner Gray. Any discussion? I'm so glad that we had multiple applicants and it was a hard decision. That makes me really happy.
It was a hard decision. He
I
had a
wish we
hard
could
time.
hire both of them.
He does too. He actually asked that, and I said, no, it's not in the budget, but.
Yeah. Okay. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. Times are a-changing. That's great. Item number 3, discussion and possible action concerning encroachment agreement at 1012 Northwest Avenue C. I know we spoke on this last month. It's regarding the neighbors who had just built their house, the Gills, and then the neighbors next door who have a chicken coop and a garden over their lot line into the city's alleyway that has been there for several years, as we understand. We kind of need to decide how we're going to handle this. I'm going to give you my personal opinion. You guys tell me what you want to do. I feel like, I'm a local in Carrabelle. I understand, neighbor disagreements and whatnot. But this chicken coop has been here a while. I live 2 blocks down. Their yard is well maintained. It's taken care of. It's not a nuisance as far as, visually driving by it. It's a nice yard. And I don't feel comfortable making these people tear this chicken coop down because all over the city our alleyways are being utilized in this manner or in worse shape by the people who live on each side of the alleyway. We don't, as the city, tend to use a lot of our alleyways, so they're being used by the residents who live next to them. And I have asked our city attorney if there's any possible way that we can work around this, because it is our property. There are, all the way down the alleyway, it's being used by the residents on both sides. And I don't feel right in my heart to make them tear down their chicken coop. That is my thought. Would you like to say anything?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I concur. And it follows consistency with the way we've handled business with the citizens in Carrabelle and the use of alleyways. I've actually visited the site upon request, and the structure that's in question is not over on someone else's property. It is
On city.
wholeheartedly on city property. And to allow it to stay there as it is and has been for several years is consistent with what we've allowed other folks to do within the city and our alleyways, so we would be consistent. And if for some reason the people that own this structure happen to move, sell, or what have you, they can take and do away with that structure, and we'll move on from there. But I concur with the mayor. I think it's fine just the way it is, and being grandfathered in and being consistent with other uses throughout the city in the alleyways. That's my opinion.
Commissioner Patrick, did you have something?
Yes, I do, but, Keisha, if we did an encroachment, if they moved and the chicken coop did not go with them, that encroachment would still stay in place, correct?
It depends on how you word it, so you can word it to say that if they move, they have to take it with them. And if they don't, then the city would just go tear it down. But yeah, if you put that in the agreement, that if they move or sell, that they have to take their chickens with them.
So, I'm split on this. If somebody went and built something in the alley right now, today, just because we do business that way in the past with encroachments, I would not be on board for it. We have to have a stopping point.
Mm-hmm.
However, I tried very nicely at the last meeting, and this is my thoughts on this. This property was purchased in February of 2025 with that chicken coop there. The building permit was pulled in May of 2025, and work starting as is, backed up to the 7-foot set line on that side, knowing the chicken coop was there. It did not become a problem until one day in August when it became a problem. So the only reason I'm not staying fast on enforcing it is because you had February purchase, which a survey should have been done, survey and building plans in May, and now all of a sudden in August it's an issue. So I motion to do the encroachment, make it in when the house sells.
And I would just want to add to that, if the structure was damaged, like in a storm or something like that, a natural disaster, they wouldn't be able to rebuild it.
That's correct.
Okay.
The
Do we
standard
have a
language is
standard?
More than 50%.
Okay,
That's the standard
perfect.
language,
All right. I know the Gills are here. They live next door. Did you want to get up and say anything, speak on this item?
Do we have a second?
No? Oh,
So we'll be in discussion.
okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Pedrick to move ahead with the encroachment agreement,
I'll second.
and second by Commissioner Millender, and now we'll move to discussion.
Good evening, I'm Joel Gill. As far as the sanitary issues, I've submitted pictures of the rotten eggs and the bugs and the things that's coming from the chicken coop. 8 steps from my porch, my bedroom window. This just seems unacceptable that we have to put up with this kind of insects climbing around, rotten eggs on our side of the property. I have submitted pictures of such, and I'm mainly here to follow up on the enforcement of last month's ruling by the commission here.
So-
This is the first I've heard of encroachment.
I'm going to say 2 things right here. Last month was a favor asked for them to move it themselves. There was no ruling.
Yes.
It was me politely asking the property owners to move the chicken coop to keep it from going further. I will go back to my statement. Bought it in February. Chicken coop was there. You designed a house right on the 7-foot setback of that side next to the chicken coop. You had 46 other feet in your land. You can put your house where you want to, but you chose to put it right next to that chicken coop with it already there. So I don't really have any sympathy for that.
Okay. As far as the encroachment, let me understand this, that so when they move, it goes with them. The house is for sale.
Yes, that is the
That's
motion.
what's going to be in the encroachment agreement.
Okay, and so this will be in effect at that time.
Yes, and this will be a motion and enforcement by the commission, unlike last time, which was try to do it the nice way, the neighborly way.
I understand. And I thank you for that. And I guess we can abide by that rule.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions or comments by the public? Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Pedrick, a second by Commissioner Millender. Do we have any other discussion by the commission? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. Okay, item number 4 is approve or disapprove our newly established travel policy. And I believe Ms. Courtney sent that out to everyone. I thought it looked amazing.
Thanks to AI.
I wasn't gonna say that, but it's perfect.
I'll go ahead and motion to approve the travel policy.
I'll second that motion.
Hey, it's great.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Pedrick, second by Commissioner Walden. Any discussion? All those in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. Thank you, ChatGPT. Item number 5, discussion and possible action concerning cemetery fees. And Ms. Keisha did a ton of research and sent us a lot of information to review. And I spoke with, did I speak with you about it? Or did it? It's been a long 2 days. I spoke with Ms. Courtney about it, and I'm sure you guys reviewed everything. So prices were all over the place. We were definitely on the lower end, and we haven't changed our prices. Have we ever changed them?
I've been here 24 years and we've never changed them in 24 years.
Right. And at our current cemetery, as stated earlier, we have 5 plots left, and we are in we haven't even broke ground on our phase 1 of our new cemetery area. So this is something we need to consider now. And we discussed, a lot of places you could charge a certain amount for locals and a certain amount for non-residents, but as Courtney brought up, that's the last thing you want to be discussing when you have a loved one pass away as proof of how long they lived here or whether or not they should be considered local. So I don't really see that, but my suggestion was, we currently charge $300 a plot. My suggestion, which is in line with a lot of the other ones, would be, did I say
We
500?
do 300 for a double and 200 for a single.
That's what we do currently.
That's what we currently do.
So it was 3 and, what'd you say, 3 and?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. So I would suggest, now I can't remember what I told you.
You said 5
5 for a single?
and 6 for a double is what you had, and I had this.
So we're only doing 200 for a double and 300 for a single?
We're doing 3 for a double and 2 for
Sorry.
a single.
Okay, I didn't even know about the double price. I thought they were all 300 for singles. So maybe we should do 400 for a single and 6 for a double?
And that would give them a discount for buying the
Right.
double like it is now.
400 for single. But, I mean, this is all up for discussion. We haven't set anything in stone, but I do feel it's imperative that we raise our prices. But we don't want it to be too crazy, you know?
Yeah, we don't put a big burden on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like Port St. Joe, their single plots are 400, their double plots are 600, and their land costs a heck of a lot more than ours does.
That's fine.
And Tallahassee's over 1,000 for a single.
Some of them were,
Yeah, I sent out, this was just a kind of a composed, took all the emails and kind of put it in.
I couldn't
one.
open them on my phone, so she had to fix it.
We had a ton of emails. Keisha reached out to the Northwest Florida city clerks and sent it out to a group, and then they all sent back what their cemetery prices were. Some of them were very high up. Here is Weewall, city of Weewall. One plot for Weewall residents is 500. Gulf County residents is 1,000. Non-residents is 4,000. We've got City of Vernon here. We've got St. Joe. We go to Tallahassee, Destin. Some of them are larger cities. Some of them are smaller cities. It was just a range of the Northwest Florida area, and so they really did range. It was a wide range. They just were all over the place.
If I could add, several years ago, this subject came up before we added to the cemetery the new location. And I did a tremendous amount of research on my own. And one thing that Courtney and I talked about yesterday was, in looking at other prices in comparison, the thing that I went further with was I also looked at how they paid for maintenance of their cemetery and who did pay for it and who didn't pay for it. That had a lot of bearing on the prices of the cemetery plots, especially in Tallahassee and in Calhoun County, Bristol. Bristol was pretty cheap because most of their cemeteries are on church property and churches pay for the maintenance. So it varied all over the place, just like you were talking about on prices. But it also varied on who maintained and the cost of it. And in the city of Carrabelle, the taxpayers are burdening the cost of maintenance. So in our process here, I would suggest that we think about that. And I do agree that we shouldn't go outrageously high with the price, but I think we should go substantially over where we're at. So anyway, folks, that's just my opinion.
What numbers are you thinking?
Well, I think right now, you've tossed out 400 and 500?
400 and 600. So it would essentially
400 and
double
600.
the single and double plots.
Yeah.
It would be twice as much.
I don't know what to say other than that may be reasonable. That's substantially higher than where we are. But there, on the other hand, just as Commissioner Pedrick said, if you go into Leon County,
Yeah.
that's not a drop in the bucket. But the other side of it, I looked into Leon County, some of their cemeteries as well. But we can't hardly compare to Tallahassee and those forest lawn cemeteries and what have you. Those are high dollar locations. I have family buried in some of those up there. But anyway, we need to make a decision. I know we need to make it soon because of the position we in. But let's think about it, make sure we're doing right and trying to cover the cost because the taxpayers, like I said, are paying the burden on the maintenance of the cemetery. Now, true, we don't maintain the actual lot, but we maintain the rest of the entire cemetery. And as everybody sitting here knows, that's a pretty good task for the streets and roads during the summertime. So anyway, that's my opinion.
Do you have something, Commissioner Pedrick?
Well, yes, but I'm gonna go ahead and make a motion to approve the 600 for a double and the 400 for a single, because we can always revisit. We do need to move forward. We do need to quit kicking this down the road. So we can always look at price and change it later. I mean, unfortunately, maybe not 25 years later, but, you know,
Maybe a couple or 5.
we do need to get something going in that direction.
Okay, we have a motion on the table by Commissioner Pedrick. Do we have a second? We're gonna get discussion either way, so. Okay, I'll second for discussion, because I still have more that I've been thinking about since we've been sitting here. Another thing we need to consider is, obviously, this has come up because we're running out of land. And the way we get more land is to pay for it.
Yes.
And the way we pay for it, it's either taxpayer dollars or cemetery fund, or the account. And that's what this goes to. So land is not getting any cheaper. I mean, hopefully. But,
I'm sorry.
and it needs to be high and dry land. Can't be swampy. So that you pay a premium for that. So that's, I mean, that's why I'm thinking maybe it needs to be a little more at this point.
Well, I was thinking, just to follow up on what you said, I can't see, for the prices of the cemetery lots in the past that hadn't been changed in 24 years that Courtney said she can remember, there's no way we were getting enough money to offset the cost of what the city was having to put out. That's just my opinion, because we pay for the survey, we pay for the repair of the roads, we pay for the water, we pay for the maintenance from the streets and
lawn.
roads, we pay for the gazebos, so everything that's done out there, the taxpayers are paying for.
Yeah.
And we do
some
pay
of-
for the water, and that hasn't even been addressed, but
That's correct, that's another.
we pay
That's
for
a
the
water
I
water.
tried to back up on that if you'd have hushed. Anyway, so I don't know, and Commissioner Pedrick's got a point, we could make a change. And we definitely don't need to keep kicking the can down the road, because I've been here going on 9 years and we've kicked this can down the road. Anyway, that's my opinion. I don't know if wouldn't want to bump it up another $100 on each. That's just my opinion. But there's a motion on the floor in a second, so.
And I'm not opposed to amending that if we want to raise it. I just want to not kick it down the road.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
we got to move. So,
Commissioner Gray, were you thinking something?
Oh, I'm thinking a lot.
Let's hear it.
I hate raising the price on the cemetery lot. It's just at a bad time in anybody's life.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
we need to, and I'm thinking right now, just because I don't want to raise it any, this 400, 600 seems in the right area. I don't want to go any higher. I hate to see it if we have to, but we may. So I'm on board for going for this.
The 4 and 6. You have any opinions on this, Mr. Walden?
Like I say, how much did we just pay to have that piece of property that we're fixing? Did we hire a contractor to go in?
Oh, yeah, I don't even know what we've got in it at this point, but we had to hire to clean it. We're having to hire to do the survey work.
The geotechnical,
The geotech.
stormwater.
I agree we need to up the price, but I'm not sold on, and don't seem like none of the rest of us are on exactly how much we need to up it. But he's already got a motion, it's been seconded. I'm good with, I do understand it costs a lot of money to keep the cemetery up, and we're opening up a new plot, so it's gonna cost a lot of money. I'll go along whatever these people decide. Like I say, if we ain't raised the price in 24 years, I don't know nothing else that ain't.
I don't know, it's probably been a lot longer than that.
I have another thought.
So
I mean, if we agree to the 400 and 600, we're saying this publicly, we're going to reassess this in the next probably handful of years or less. So that would be an incentive, you know, to go ahead and secure a spot at this price, because it's not gonna get lower, and we are going to be in the situation again where we're running out of space, and we're gonna need more land, we're gonna need to do more surveys and more work. So if we're on board for 600, I would say, I mean, that's fine, but we need to stay on top of this, and every maybe 2, 3, 5 years, reassess.
Can I suggest we split the difference, 450 and 650?
Why don't we do 450 and 700, because I was thinking 500 and 800.
That's a suggestion. I'm not asking you two guys to change your motion, but that's just a suggestion.
Well, Mr. Pedrick made the motion.
Sure.
What are you thinking?
I mean, I'd like to stick with the 6 and 4 for now and reassess personally, just because we're doubling it.
Yeah.
And not only that, we got another ordinance on the books that we are raising. So there's a lot going on with the city, which is needed, and that's what, you know, operating the city's about, but I think doubling it's good.
Okay.
Personally.
Do we have any opinions or comments from the public? All right, you guys ready to vote?
Well, let's settle it one way.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Pedrick, second by Mayor Brown for the single plots 400, double 600. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries. We will discuss again in 2 to 5 years.
Bring it up next year, year after.
Yeah. Okay. We will move on to old business. There's only one item. Discussion and possible action concerning adding boat ramp storage as an allowable use in C1 zoning. This was brought up at last month's commission meeting, and we had a lot of questions. This has already gone to P&Z, and what we discussed was, because there were so many questions from the commission and the public, that we should schedule a workshop to discuss, and because changing zoning's a big deal, and we don't want to mess this up. We want to get it right. So, I know we have a final budget.
Can I go ahead and make a motion to table this until the final budget on the 18th at 4:30?
I don't think we table it. Need to be a motion to schedule a special meeting.
Okay.
Or a workshop. Oh, yeah.
Make a motion to add to the November 18th special workshop
Okay.
meeting.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Pedrick to add a workshop to the 11/18 meeting at 4:30. Do we have a second?
I second, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Any discussion?
The only discussion that I can think of is it's interfering with Commissioner.
Well, that's why we made that meeting for an hour, because the final budget only takes like 2 minutes.
It does,
Right?
but that's gonna be a discussion there.
Well, we can always adjourn and schedule a second one.
Super.
I'm gonna keep that in mind. We're gonna be out of here by 5 so he gets to his meeting on time.
5:30?
5:30, 5:30. I'm not used to the 30s.
The red, the red.
Small question about the process.
Okay.
After the workshop and everybody lays out like what their thoughts are on it and where the commission's headed with it based upon P&Z's recommendations and those kind of things, then let's.
Can you come up to the microphone? Sorry.
It should have been quick, but you know nothing's quick.
It'll be an ordinance.
Well, it'll have to come back to us.
Okay, that was my question.
Decision, the ordinance has to be revised.
Okay.
And so it'll have first reading and second reading.
Gotcha. So it doesn't go like back in front of P&Z. It'll go straight back, like, so with this, let's say you guys get everything like ironed out in November at the 18th meeting, and it's a quick meeting and everybody's just great and they agree to everything, right? So then does it go back in front of commission on the December meeting? Is that how that'll work?
We would have to,
We have to advertise, so as long as we can get the advertisement in the paper.
And that's only if we choose to do anything with it.
Thank you.
in
I
the
mean, we can-
fastest situation, that's, I think that's what you're asking, what would be the quickest
Yeah,
situation?
like what is the process after the workshop? Like I know it's went to P&Z, it's came here, then we're going back to workshop. It would be 2 more months.
If we can get, we have to put a notice in the newspaper,
Yep.
and it's a whole,
So it would be something that would possibly be at like the January meeting if you guys come to an agreement and want to do that.
Right.
Kind of thing. Okay. And then how
best.
long does it usually take for an ordinance to take effect? After, say it was voted on, approved or denied in January, and then what?
As soon as that's approved, it's in effect.
Okay. That was my question. Thank you.
Thank you. Good question. It's a confusing process, so, yeah. Are there any other questions from the public? We haven't voted on this. All right, that was a motion by Commissioner Pedrick, second by Commissioner Walden for a workshop on 11/18 at 4:30. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And that motion carries as well. We're on a roll tonight.
Can we request a transcript of this meeting? It says on here that if you individuals should make provision for a transcript at the meeting.
You usually have to ask 48 hours in advance, so we could have someone here to transcribe it. I'm not a transcriptionist, but you could get the video and have it
This is,
transcribed.
it's being live streamed right
Yeah, it's
now
being
on
recorded.
Forgotten Coast TV. So I'll share it on my mayor page. The city
It's on the
typically.
Carrabelle page right now.
We share it on the city's page, so as soon as you get home, you can rewind it. It's a YouTube video.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get our black survey returned to us?
Well, since I didn't circulate it, you can.
Any other questions or comments tonight? All right, meeting adjourned.